What's up, Tosh Time and BLR TV family?
Welcome in, family. How's everybody doing?
Yes. How's everyone doing? Welcome in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and share us out. Black Label Reviews and I will be going live on this channel once we hit 100 subscribers. We're 70 subscribers away. And
70 away, guys. Yes.
wait, there, we're almost there.
We're getting there. And boy, do we have a surprise for you guys.
Whew, I don't think they're ready for it though, Black Label. I don't think they're ready.
We're going to have to get them ready. The family will be ready.
That's right. That's right. So you guys, we appreciate your love and support. Hit up that thumbs up, subscribe, share us out so we can get to 100 subscribers so we can give you guys that big reveal. We want to do it live. We're not going to do it any other way. And in order to do that, we need 70 more subscribers.
Yes.
Let's get into this. We have some very haunting commentary to react to. We have the Houston police scanner from Travis Scott's concert at the Astroworld event, and then we also have a victim account. So Black Label and I will be reacting to both of those, and you guys drop your comments below and let us know what you guys think about it. And also, of course, Black Label, let me know whenever you want me to pause, and I'll definitely do so.
Absolutely. And our prayers are definitely out there. We're praying for the victims and the families. And we ask that the TT and BLR TV family does the same. And we thank you all.
Yes, indeed. We send our prayers to the families and to all of the impacted. This is definitely a tragic course of events, and
Yes.
it's unfortunate. But we're gonna go ahead and get started here.
Structural issues that could be catastrophic, and we need everybody together. No smokers, 10 or less is unacceptable. It's like folks are coming out of the crowd complaining of difficulty breathing, crushing neck injuries. It seems like the crowd is compressing, from what I can tell. I was on the Delta side, and I probably saw at least 4 or 5 people pouring out of the crowd, just trying to get away from the crowd. The concert's still going on. The crowd is compressing as good as it is compressing, and the intel we're getting is that the barricade might be compromised or being compromised. So the crowd is compressing.
Hey, can I have the airplane for a few seconds and have the air for a few seconds? Hey, I'm over at the medical tent, and there's a lot of people trampled, and they're passed out at the front stage.
Pause the video. Now, the first thing I noticed, Tosh, is the sense of urgency in the officer's voice. People were already passing out and already passed out at the front of the stage, is what we're hearing now.
Right. And if you go back to the video that you and I first released on this, that first victim account, remember how he said earlier in the day that the crowd was compressing?
Yes. And that's exactly what he just said. The crowd was already compressing. And you know what's very, very telling is the fact that he said the concert was still going on while people were lying out unconscious right there at the front of the stage. Everyone had to see that.
And what I find pretty tragic is the first eyewitness said earlier in the day the crowd was compressing. That's why when he came back at night, he refused to get in the middle because of the compression issues. So that leads you to believe that if he felt that, there was probably other people, I would assume, allegedly, that complained about the same thing. Why was the evening event still allowed to go on?
Yes, and early on, we're hearing that the barricades were already being compromised as well. So you can't take back the footage of what the eyes have seen. I mean, this is a very, very traumatic time.
Right. Exactly, Black Label. And then another thing I have to say right now is, why are people doing large concerts, meet and greets, and events like this during a pandemic? I mean, even if there wasn't a compression issue, you still have the issue of the pandemic, and obviously there was no crowd control.
Absolutely none. And not to mention the fact that we also had people that were there doing some very devious things. They were injecting
Mhm.
people with Norcon. And I mean, that probably explains why so many people were in cardiac arrest.
Exactly. There was a news story that I watched where some official, I don't know his exact standing, but he was definitely a authoritative sort of figure. I believe a security or police officer or something of that statute. And he said that another person who was hired to be like security or hired to be there to protect the audience was actually injected trying to help people, trying to help the victims.
Yes, and I was told that he was actually hospitalized because he fell unconscious after
Yes.
being injected with Narcan. That is a
Yes.
heavy drug.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah, it's really, really sad that people have no respect for people.
Mhm. This is really disturbing. All of it is demonic and disturbing, if you ask me. But
It really is. It's very haunting. What is happening, what's transgressed at Astroworld.
absolutely. Okay, I'll keep going. Let me know when you need me to pause.
Okay.
You asking about trampling, I guess the point about taking it back.
They presented multiple reports that people found out unconscious in the crowd.
HBCP team interrogated reports. Right now, that crowd is super thick, super dense. Get go in there. This could possibly turn into an off rescue situation, and that makes it extremely dangerous for everybody. So right now, if you can get on the perimeter, get to them. If not, try your best to throw commands into that crowd to help out. Other than that, be careful.
Well, they have to stop the show because there's people trample and they're not breathing.
You guys are doing well. Take a breath. Everyone's doing a good job. Now listen, what I need is for people to get things under control at the medical
Pause
center.
the video.
HSC's been advised. They are listening.
Now, if we were listening carefully there, we heard the woman say they're not breathing, and then in the same breath, the man tells them to take a breath, breathe easily. It's like there was no air to breathe. What do you mean? People
Right.
couldn't breathe. They were compressed.
And
They could not
absolutely.
breathe.
I, I find that pretty profound. And the simple fact that even the guy that was advising the people that were trying to help the victims, he was telling them to be careful.
Oh yeah. And it seemed to me that he was also saying, um, if that was an officer, advising the officers that were being dispatched to do what they can, but don't really go in. Don't go
Exactly.
in because you may not get out. That's the
Exactly.
sentiment that I got from that, Tosh. What do you think?
That's exactly what I was leading. That's exactly how I felt, and that's exactly what I was leading to. Because even the responders that were there to help seemed like they were not confident and assertive. They seemed frazzled. They're telling the person that's guiding them, look, this is bad. So there was
Oh
really a
yeah.
lack you could feel the chaos in this phone conversation.
It was a very, very haunting. The
Very.
voices, they sound extremely panicked.
Coming help, okay? Help is coming. Just take a deep breath and relax. We'll work through this.
That was very powerful police scanner evidence. Since we're kind of getting close on time, Black Label, I'm wondering if we should share the witness testimony for part two after this live stream, maybe the following Sunday after this one goes live. What do you think?
Yes, stay tuned for part two of this testimony for the testimony.
Right, right. And what would be your closing thoughts on the actual police scanner?
Well, Tosh, to me and a lot of people, I'm sure this resonates. It resonates with a lot of people. The sense of terror and fear in the voices of the people that were speaking in those 911 calls, the scanners, rather. Those are police officers. And the tones in their voice are very, very fearful. They
Very
had
much.
a lot of fear in them.
Yeah,
And for him to tell the others to be careful, to help and do what you can, that was the most troubling, besides the main thing, which was the fact that people were already down at the front of the stage and the concert continued.
right.
What
It,
on earth made the concert continue? Wasn't Travis Scott up on a pedestal really high?
there was some really disturbing footage that I saw as people were actually laying on their backs and they were actually not responsive, where you could see Travis Scott on this sort of like pedestal type thing, and he kept playing, like he kept going, and it was very like everything about this is very haunting.
Oh, yes, and there's a lot of things about what happened on that stage alone that is very dark. For
Very.
example, the dark hole.
Mhm.
That dark hole opened up a very dark entity. It really did, and it sucked up a lot of energy, and it took a lot of lives. You
Mhm.
can't play with the dark side,
Mhm.
because what you put out for other people will turn back on yourself and other people that you may love.
Yeah,
But
the
yes, our prayers, are really going out to the families of the victims and the victims of Astroworld. And I just feel like the whole situation was just a total disaster.
yeah, the
Total
energy.
disaster.
I mean,
Very poorly planned, Tosh.
absolutely, absolutely, Black Label. I mean, the energy was just really dark and stoic, and everything about it just it creeps me out when I watch. I wasn't even there, but when I actually watch real time footage of it, just like when you go to a day spa, there's an ambiance. They create an ambiance of relaxation
Sure.
and fun. When I was
Mhm.
younger, and I said this in our very first video that we did on this tragedy, the concerts weren't like this when I grew up. It wasn't stoic. It wasn't dark. It wasn't even the ambiance was a cheerful lights and fun. But then when you look at this specific concert, it's very stoic and dark, and it's very
Demonic.
demonic, very demonic.
Very demonic. I've not ever seen a concert with the Phoenix larger than anything on the stage. I mean, that was just the most uncomfortable thing I've seen. And to imagine that they had children there, as we know, as young as 14. Far
Hmm.
as we know, there
Hmm.
could have been kids there younger than that, maybe even 12. I wouldn't be surprised. And
Yeah.
where was everyone's vaccination records? Where was your vaccination card? What on earth are so many people doing? 50, more than 50,000 people gathered at this concert during the midst of COVID, of the worst peaking time of COVID.
I mean, if we're told as Americans that in order to keep our jobs, we have to show proof of vaccinations. I feel like these celebrities should have to also adhere to guidelines that keep the public safe. There's no rhyme or reason why celebrities should get a slap on the hand for having over 50,000 people, and um, that has been argued that, some of the people that were at that concert said it looked like it was more like 100,000 people there. There's no reason why there should be that allowed during a pandemic. No one, I didn't see one mask at that event. I didn't see any crowd control. And as you could tell by the police scanner evidence that you guys just saw, even the police were telling each other to kind of be careful and stand back. So how is that protecting the public? And who do you hold accountable for that? Like, everyone knows we're in a pandemic, and everyone knows that you have to be responsible. And this was completely irresponsible of whoever promoted this event and whoever participated in it. They all need to take a look at themselves because this is ridiculous.
Oh, it was totally reckless. And who would believe that, they would have a lack of security there and it would
Hmm.
still be okay? And I've asked this question, I'm going to ask it until the cows come home. Where was the fire department? Where was the
Mhm,
fire chief?
mhm.
Why did they not have crowd control capacity in place?
They're lucky a fire didn't break out in the midst of that stampede, because the toll of tragedy would have been quadruple what it was. And we still don't know what the true toll is, because a lot of people that were sent to the hospital, I mean, I've heard reports that people are unresponsive still, but I mean, I've been put in a position, and I don't know if you've ever been put in this position where you have a family member who is determined to not be responsive, but they have machines operating for them. And some families are not in the mental state to say, okay, pull the machine from them, but they're not here anymore. So I'm sure there's a lot of cases. Well, allegedly, um, there's been reports of cases like that tied to this situation, which is tragic, and
Oh,
especially
extremely.
right before the holidays. It's
Oh, it's
almost
horrible.
Thanksgiving. Oh,
Yeah, I really agree with you, Tasha. It's really, really true. We do have a lot more victims in the hospital that are actually on ventilators.
mhm,
They're not expected to survive after going to a Travis Scott concert.
mhm.
And I mean, it's really a very off-putting situation. I'm just very much in prayer for the families because
Yeah,
this is just really is very chaotic and unseen for currents.
yeah,
Um, People's lives have been changed,
yes,
but not for the best. It's very heartbreaking what
yeah.
is transgressed.
Yeah. Our prayers go out to the families and the impacted and anyone that's still fighting for their lives after this tragic event. Black Label and I are passionate about giving you guys part two. We want to make sure that the lives that we're delivering are impactful, and we want to be mindful of your time. So we will give you part two next Sunday of an actual witness testimony account, a victim that was there. And please drop your comments, share us out, let us know your thoughts on this, and please subscribe to the channel. We definitely are going to go live once we hit 70 more subscribers, which will get us 100 subscribers, so that we can reveal to you guys a really huge announcement. But we also want to go live because we want to interact with you more and share um, more stories with you that are impacting the world that maybe mainstream media isn't necessarily bringing attention to. And
Yes, indeed.
before definitely, um, we want your guys' thoughts on that, which is why we want to go live, because we want it to be a two-way conversation. It's not just about what me and Black Label feel or what me and Black Label think. Your voice matters and what you
That's
feel.
right. Your opinions are very important to us. So we definitely love sharing with you guys. And we have a very big announcement to make. So let's get it. Let's
Yes.
get it to the 100 subscribers so we can go live and share
Yes.
this fantastic information.
Yes. 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 All
Yes,
right. Well,
indeed.
with that, we're going to say peace out.
Peace.